last week on Facebook. Redirect. All right. What's going on, YouTube, Facebook? I go live and direct on all channels.
Oh, yeah.
It's like crooked. Oh, no, that's one.
Yeah, we all good.
Look at that one. All right. Good morning, everyone. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? It's already Wednesday, isn't it?
Nah, it's definitely Wednesday.
Happy Hump Day, right? Welcome
day.
back, fellow Bitcoiners, to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 31.
Oh, yeah.
I'm King.
Hey, I'm Bitcoin Zay. And we are bridging the gap between the community and crypto.
We're going to get that so smooth one day.
Yeah. What's up, Tony? Bloodbath today.
Bloodbath. Hey, you know,
it happens.
It was time. We hit that crazy number last week.
Yeah.
Crypto Q in the house was going on.
Gotta have a correction.
Karinka 16, how you doing?
Yeah, well, for the t-shirt link, the store site is actually down, so that's why I didn't put it up. It was saying we're doing maintenance, bear with us, blah blah blah. I didn't want to put the link up and everybody go there. Oh, it's down. Just wait. When it's back up, I'll put it out. Trust me. So you'll see it on Twitter or YouTube. I'll put it out. So yeah, I got you on them t-shirts, brother.
All right, they're like, we want some of these.
Yeah.
All right. So what is going on today? First, who won the free Bitcoin yesterday?
Well, yesterday was a tie between Don and Ariel. So thank you for your comments. A couple of ones, Changely, which is something I've looked at before, but like Crypto Q said, I kind of prefer Shapeshift, a lot easier to the point. But that is a good one, a good option to have, as well as Binance and HitBTC. So like I said, decentralized exchanges, still looking for some reliable ones, but there are a lot coming out. So just get ready for the flood of them, because I mean,
right, it's gonna be like an ICO flood
of
decentralized exchanges.
Oh yeah, I mean with customer support stuff with Bittrex and other stuff that's happened with other exchanges, you can believe they're coming. Trust me, that's gonna be 2018. I
was gonna say, speaking of Bittrex and customer support, so it looks like they made the front page with like Cointelegraph or CoinDesk again. Basically, they broke silence on their banned accounts. They said, it was less than 0.1% of accounts. However, they still didn't give them an explanation, and then they left it off with basically a Twitter remark. I think the guy's name is Richie, one of the developers, and he was just like, we're staying calm and keep it on or something.
Whatever that means, man.
Again, as we always say, clearly they're not business people, but I mean, I won't lie, this is one of those things in the industry right now that's frustrating, because it's like, all you all have to do is something so simple and you'd be so great.
They're exposing themselves.
Why don't you want to be beautiful?
They can't be honest, can't just say stuff. Yeah. But at the same time, they had their reasons. They said they had to comply with U.S. rules, which, like we always say, regulation stifles growth. I'm sure they would let as many people as they want to have accounts, but I'm sure somebody in their ear like, oh yeah, we'll shut all this down if you don't, get rid of this 0.1%. So I'm sure they complied and just kept going, because I can tell you right now, a lot of people say, hey, you should do this different or do that different until you're in that predicament. So, some people may handle it different, but that's how Bittrex went about it. So,
well, and so I saw somebody say that they heard they were ghost accounts.
It's always.
Yeah, some may have been, but for sure some definitely weren't, because people, I mean, the Twitter, message boards, all that stuff, forums, Telegram groups, all those were getting lit up with complaints.
They can't all be bots.
Yeah, they can't all be bots, and I mean, it's unfortunate. That's the only thing. It's just unfortunate because it's basically turning into debate. We're just freezing accounts. We'll let you know why one day, maybe, possibly, probably not.
In the middle of the night.
Right. So in the middle of the night too. That's the thing. I mean, which is, they say they're in Seattle. I'm starting to highly doubt that now. Either they got some day jobs going on, or they overseas somewhere. They're not telling us the full truth. But you know what? That's Bittrex. That's all the centralized exchanges. We won't have long with them, so it's all good. You had photo of ID card.
Yeah, you had your account disabled. Yeah, welcome to the club.
Right. Yeah, everybody.
Almost every exchange. That's like your ticket into crypto. Is getting one of your exchange wallets shut down.
I was about to say something crazy, but I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah. Let's see. XRP withdrawals. Nah. Well.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it, because they probably took a dip. So what's going on? JPMorgan, they cannot stay out of the news. I will actually give it to them. I don't know if this is part of their strategy, or are they really running around like a chicken with his head cut off? But JPMorgan is back in the news. With I think the title was, they're buying Bitcoin, bullish WePay and rare fintech move. So WePay, of course, is a payment transfer processing company, and JPMorgan is buying them, even though WePay is very bullish when it comes to Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
Thoughts on that?
Oh yeah. They've been bullish for a couple years, since like 2015, 2014. But they process the payments for like GoFundMe. If you've ever used GoFundMe, they're who processes their payments. Also, FreshBooks, which I've used before for invoices. They do the payment processing for them as well, so very well known. The deal is rumored to be around 220 million. So it's not like JPMorgan is throwing pennies at this. They're definitely trying to get into the space without getting into the space, so to say. So instead of buying Bitcoin, buy the company that processes Bitcoin payments.
Go.
Boom.
And that's how they find their workaround. They're going to find their way in, and that's one of the ways. I forgot I was telling you earlier, the guy who was talking about, centralized exchanges and ways to buy it. Right now, for those who've been paying attention, like LedgerX is just now opening really its services to institutional accounts. But before now, it was difficult for that, for 20 millionaires, 30 million, all that money to get transferred without a big bid or a big pot. It was hard to buy that type of Bitcoin. So now the companies like JPMorgan Chase, LedgerX and all these guys are looking to make it easier. And I'm telling you, once it's easier for, institutional investors to come in, it is going to be very hard for those who are not to come in. So the name of the game right now is to get accredited or move.
Or get some Bitcoin and hold.
Right.
They will give you their money. I mean, I'm telling you. It hasn't hit yet because institutional investors waiting on the sidelines, but the moves are being made, people. You see them every day. Like you said, JPMorgan's probably doing this just to get their name out there. How long? I mean, they've been in the news the last month, 2 months, almost every day. So, not surprised, man.
You have to, and as far as from communication standpoint, you have to remember what looks like to traditional investors too, especially those who may be older and really can't keep up with the technology. All they're going to remember halfway through 2018 when JPMorgan brings out their crypto their crypto ruble and their Bitcoin packages and mutual funds. When they unroll all of these, old institutional investors, like I said, who may not know everything about technology, even maybe some of the younger ones who just only know that trusted name and don't keep up, all they're going to know, all they're going to think about is, well, all I remember is JPMorgan been talking about it the last 2 years. Not knowing they've been talking about it in the wrong direction. Right. All they're going to remember is that Bitcoin and JPMorgan was in the same sentence, and I trust the going with them. Even though we know how that's going to go.
Don't buy it unless it's from us. That's basically what they're doing. Annuity coin.
Annuity coin, right. Exactly. Get 10% of your Bitcoin return in 30 years, right?
Man.
While they give each other $1 billion payouts.
Tell me about it.
Dinosaur of the Day. We got a new one, right? Who is the dinosaur? I love Dinosaur of the Day.
I know,
we can't get enough of them.
We got another addition to Jurassic Park. Brazilian dinosaur. Let me get his name right. Elon Goldfine. I think that's how you say it.
Sounds like a villain. A financial villain.
He works for the Brazilian Central Bank, and he didn't really go too in depth with Bitcoin being bad, but he said the returns made are similar to a pyramid scheme or scam. The funny thing about let me tell you something, people, about pyramid schemes and scams, right? If you actually look at the definition of pyramid scam, there is no greater scheme or scam than the economy we live in now. It literally is a pyramid. The Federal Reserve gives it to the banks. The banks issue it to you through a loan. You have to pay them to store your money, something that is yours anyway. That is the biggest pyramid. So if we talk about pyramid schemes, that is one. With Bitcoin, you're not guaranteed anything. You can get in now and have more Bitcoin than people that will in later and make more money. I mean, you can buy cryptocurrencies, you can mine it, you can do whatever you want, and the barrier to entry isn't, a certain amount or a guarantee of a profit. Like you get in, you make 10% automatically. No, that's not the case with Bitcoin. There are some Bitcoin scammers out there that may say something like that. A few websites have got shut down because of that. But no, Ponzi scheme is not what it is. That's not the definition. Neither it's not a tulip bulb. It's not.
Well, not only that,
it's just not the same thing.
The biggest issue with them, these central bankers, once again all these dinosaurs, And what's his name again? Let's make sure we give him a proper dinosaur of the day.
Elon Goldfine.
Elon Goldfine from 007 episode 3. You are the dinosaur of the day, sir.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is that, you know, somebody like him says pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme, whatever. It's like, can you all not do math?
Yeah.
Have you read the white paper? Like,
it's literally not.
Here's the thing, people. Once again, we keep saying this. It's the decentralized nature. It doesn't even have to be Bitcoins. If we can figure out a way to transfer a handful of marbles overseas in 2 seconds or whatever, or in an hour, that would be the form that everybody wants to go after. And we'll make certain marbles, only a certain amount of those. You know, they're getting too caught up with just, Bitcoin, the price, the way it's rising. It's supposed to rise. It's a brand new technology. Actually, it's basically in its beta form. You know, it's less than 10 years old, people.
Yeah.
So people are still learning to use it, still learning to secure it, store it, all that good stuff. So of course there's going to be, you know, a volatility in the market, and of course everything isn't ironed out. It doesn't mean it's a Ponzi scheme or it's for criminals and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, at the very most, it's a reverse Ponzi scheme where the people at the top are shooting money up to the majority of us who already have Bitcoin. Because if you already own it and they're starting to buy it at higher than $5,000-$6,000 on the 10, 20 later, then maybe it's a reverse Ponzi scheme. I don't know, but honestly, like I said, the rich are trying to get richer, so they're going to use their pool to try and get as many as they can. And if it's a Ponzi scheme, then we're living in one right now. You just admitted to it because, man, it's so clear as day. It's ridiculous. But these people got to say this. They have to protect, you know, their people. So.
I find solace in knowing that if it is a Ponzi scheme, then that means you know, all of us in crypto will go down with the likes of Mark Cuban, Bill Gates, and a few other people. The Winklevoss,
Richard Branson.
You remember, like when people think about Bitcoin, especially the top guys, it's funny how they don't mention these people by name. They're not mentioning. You know, these are millionaire bankers, multi-millionaire. Don't get me wrong. Some of 500 million, 600 million. They're not throwing Bill Gates' name around saying that he's wrong. I haven't heard them throw around Mark Cuban's name.
Ain't nobody called Tim Draper stupid.
Right, yeah, Tim Draper. Nobody's calling any of these people, you know. They are literally catering to the masses.
Yeah.
They want the masses to listen to them. They want the masses. Right, they want you all to believe and soak in this information that this is all bad. But for whatever reason, you have world leaders like Putin meeting with 23-year-old Vitalik Buterin about his platform. I mean, so the rhetoric is completely opposite of the truth. And once again, it's just one of those things. Even at the comment sections on all these articles, everybody's like, you know what? Here we are again. Like,
it's people starting to not care. Like we said before, I've started to see a lot lately as more people got into the space. They've seen so much, you know, news come out about it being fake, being a pyramid scheme, and then they look and they're like, no, it's not. It's absolutely not. So people starting to ignore it, which is good, but these stories need to be told. So when you look back in history, we can have more people. If you go to 99bitcoins.com, they got the 100 or so times Bitcoin's been dead. It's been killed so many times, so to say.
And they put the names to buy, right?
Yeah, they put the names,
the tweets. We bookmarked this, people.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure somebody will put out a book of the times Bitcoin has failed or died, according to these people. So
that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting just to see these people squirm. Never seen it in history before.
We have never seen this in history. You're right. This is crazy.
They wouldn't care about anything else. But hey,
start playing with that money.
Oh yeah.
Listen, the day Bitcoin goes past, you know, those 10K marks they talk about, those 15, 20K marks, stay away from tall buildings downtown. I mean, seriously, like. We know, hey, stay away from tall buildings.
Yep, Bitcoin obituary, that's what it's called. Yep.
So, other good news though in the Bitcoin market, eSports. What's going on with that? You mentioned that earlier.
Well, yeah, my favorite sport is basketball. Last night was opening night.
He's a hooper for real, people.
Yeah,
don't let him fool you.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. In light of that, I would like to tell people that there is eSports platform, the first one for Ethereum coming out. I just thought it was interesting to say because now you have a lot of sports going at the same time. This is like prime time football, basketball. Is baseball over? I don't even keep up, but it's playoffs, right?
It's baseball, bro?
Yeah, it takes forever.
Games.
And then I know hockey starts. I never know until just one day a highlight it comes on ESPN. You're like, oh yeah, hockey, you know, whatever. But with all the esports coming out, gambling is a big industry, $1 billion industry, and this actual platform, they're offering their tokens the end of the month, I believe, and they're doing it for 1 day.
Not
endorsing it, saying to buy it. I just know that for a fact, one of the biggest industries to get into for people is sports gambling as the sports season starts. So that'd be interesting to look into. It's called World of Battles. So
World of Battles.
The gist is you create your own contracts, much like other betting sites, and at the conclusion of it, you get paid. The thing is, if you can dispute it, the people who have tokens act as jurors, which is an interesting concept because the more tokens you have, the more pool you have with your decision. But they do have a cap to keep people from, overdoing it. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Which is good. They also have, they also integrated with Civic and Twitch, which Twitch already does live streaming, and Civic as identification tool.
Is there a link someone asked?
Yeah, we'll put it on there. Yeah, let's see. Yeah,
okay.
We'll put it on there. But as an esports platform, looks pretty promising. Not endorsing it to say that you should buy it. Just know that, as far as innovation in the space, with a lot of sports starting, esports platform might be the decentralized app that takes off. So just wanted to mention that for Ethereum.
I was going to say in general, too, I can see esports, like, that competition going to get fierce.
Yeah,
you're definitely going to get first movers advantage. But that competition is going to get so fierce probably in the next couple of years once they figure all that out.
Already started with we talked about the guy in Hong Kong with the gambling. He tried to put in his casino.
Right, try to put it, yeah.
So they've already started. Yeah.
Where there's money to be made, people going after it. So I saw somebody ask about regulation as well, but we were actually going to talk about that, ICO regulations, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's been some new news on it?
Well, it's older, but they brought it back. CFTC, they agree with the SEC that ICOs, some of the tokens may be commodities or securities. So it'll have some implications as far as, who made money off of what. As far as, the SEC talking about it, they already had something in 2015, but I guess they're bringing it back around now because since then there's been a boom of ICOs. 2015 was when Ethereum was basically the only one. There were a few others, but that was the big one. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy to me, man. And now you have thousands in different countries talking about it. So they just kind of regurgitated the fact that they are commodities, securities, depending on what they sell. So just look out for that when you're buying these ICOs.
Actually, with that, on Bitcoin Forum, I can't remember the guy's name. I'll write it down, or the users' names. Who knows? But he has basically almost like a half page of what to look for in scam ICOs. I know we covered some of that stuff before, but if you go on there, and I'll find a link and try to post it later on, or whatever. But it was really good. I read through it. It was pretty good. A lot of things to watch out for, and of course, everybody commented and added the 2 cents. But just getting to the point, it's like you said, the proliferation of ICOs are everywhere. One of the biggest things he hit on as well was like, hey, start watching which country these ICOs are coming from, operating from, because they don't have any regulatory guidelines or structure. Not saying it's all bad, because there are a lot of it's a few companies out there that are operating in these like gray area countries and doing a great job, but that's also where the likelihood of a bad ICO or a bad something will come out of, where you hear those stories where you buy into it and literally the day after the token sale, the whole website and everything goes. And we keep telling people they are getting sophisticated. I keep pressing down. They are getting sophisticated. I remember everybody, the whole thing actually this whole summer was going to the LinkedIn profiles. LinkedIn's contaminated, people. Yeah. That pool is contaminated. It's to the point now. There's Photoshop pictures going on different ICOs. What else we got? We literally have marketing teams going there pumping up people profiles and stuff that aren't real people. So it is getting bad. It's getting bad, but we'll see what happens.
Yep, and the ideas for it are just gonna get crazier because they're gonna find everything. Put your street light, put everything on the blockchain and then ICO it out. So most of the stuff doesn't need tokens. But at the same time, some people will, jump in the craze and just go head first, which is not smart. Our audience should know by now. Do your research. But yeah, that's basically what it's coming down to. They're going to start the regulations. Just look out for that. So,
a lot of fun whenever we talk about regulation. I will say the good thing is this, people. I said a couple shows ago, but what is it? The good thing about right now with all the regulations is that, once again, it is already midway through October. I'm telling you, I just got out of the military. I know how the government works. It's about 2 or 3 weeks for them to get stuff passed and through until it shuts down until January, February time frame, people. So right now, I feel like in the regulatory environment, we're in a good place. They're not going to come out and say it so people know it's a free for all. But I think I'm about 90% sure, 95% sure. Right now, it's going to be hands off of new regulatory things until after the new year. And honestly, after New Year, we probably won't hear anything new until like probably I would say second to third week of January, if not February in general.
People got to take their vacation.
They got to take. Listen, it's about to be Thanksgiving, winter break, Christmas break, New Year's. What else we have? Martin Luther King Day, which is like literally a few days after in the States, which people take off. So I'm telling you, it's usually the third week of January, if not the first week of February, when business gets back going. So with that, with that information, you should know. Whatever it is you're doing in the space, pump it up times 1,000 and get it done, because by next year, 2018, we keep talking about 2018 is going to be a year of crypto, Bitcoin. And when it goes off, they're going to try to come with some regulations. So
yeah, it's all good.
Be in front of the pack. At least if you're in front of the pack, if you're with if you're next to JPMorgan Chase or somebody up there, at the very least, they can't really say anything to you.
Oh yeah, Shaka Daniels in the chat. Yeah, I was gonna say my man Chase. Yeah, been around a long time. Chase that coin. But yeah, absolutely. Get in place before 2018. Everything we've talked about to this point has definitely led up to decent.bit. Now, haven't talked about it, but everything we talked about to this point should be enough information, like we said, to get you in position for next year, going into these winter months. Because, like we said before, the crypto space is only growing. It's only 8 years old, but you gotta think mainstream usually takes 10 to 15 years. So
and who's the guy I was telling you about earlier? And you said we mentioned him before because he made a good point about it as well.
Oh, Trace Meyer.
Yeah, Trace Meyer. He has a new interview out. He made a lot of good points. I'm about to forget it right now. I hope it doesn't slip my mind. Go back. What were you just saying?
About the real value of Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, he had the real value. He's saying, it's still undervalued right now. I'm about to forget it. What were you just saying? You just said something that was a great point. Going into the new year, 2018.
And it being mainstream. Hedge funds haven't moved
into it yet. Yeah, institutional money comes in. I forgot the great point, but oh well, it's all good. Let's see, what are we doing for the free Bitcoin day?
Well, for the free Bitcoin today, let's see. What is a gambling contract you would put on an eSports platform? So what would you bet that you think you would win? LeBron's gonna win the championship? Warriors will win 80 games straight after losing one? I don't know, whatever. Put whatever contract you would put on the eSports contract, put your public key, and we'll send you that Bitcoin. So, what's that? Oh, probably a lie. Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know. I don't know what crypto. Keep talking about what's up, man.
But yeah. So other than that, I'm trying to think. There's nothing else big going on in the news.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, wait till the video's over.
Oh yeah, wait till the video's over so you can put it in that comment section. We can see it. What else is going on? Oh, so you might have saw me trying to play with the live stream yesterday for those who's joking on me because I looked super bored, which I was. I'm trying to figure out how to put in coders on my laptop and tech. He does the tech. But no, so Bitcoin Zay is leaving LA for a couple of weeks. He's going on a coast-to-coast tour. Yeah, he's in the East Coast to spread him some of this Bitcoin love. So we're trying to make sure we got our Skype hooked up today and we can start doing the videos from remote locations and all the stuff to put on YouTube. So if you see us playing on and off with it, don't worry about it. I'm gonna turn off the comments. I'm gonna try to block it and put it private, but you might see it.
DC's in the plans.
DC, here we go. Next year we're hitting up a lot of places next year, people. We're telling you that now.
In Connecticut? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll make sure if I make it up that far, that's where we're going. But yeah, it's in the plans.
Yeah, next year we're gonna be everywhere. This year we're in a building phase. Is it lagging? Oh man, I'm finding out my iGo Live's lagging. That's terrible. But yeah,
Detroit. Yeah, like I said, 2018
I might be in
is
Detroit
really gonna
in
be
the next few weeks too. So we'll see.
Yeah, bet that.
You said 2008. Oh yeah, 2018 is the year of crypto.
Yeah, that's when we really.
Oh, that's what it was. Let me get this out real quick. So the Tracy Meyer guy, one of the main things he was saying when looking at charts, because we always talk about charts and stuff. We're kind of 50-50 on it. Bitcoin is able to look at all the charts and stuff as well as news, but I'm really heavily focused on kind of business and marketing and the news cycle and how it relates to it. And one of the great points he made that I really want to get out was he's like, everybody's looking at the last even up to before August charts. He's like, it's tough to compare at this point because he said we're looking at a brand new digital asset in Bitcoin. Post SegWit versus pre SegWit. He's like, that's not the same coin. It's not doing the same things. Therefore, as fast as the value can grow, once again, we're looking at almost a new digital asset, a new technology. So as fast as we saw the old Bitcoin grow, he's saying this is a brand new thing. Look at it from scratch. And just like we look at that technology life cycle, wherever it's going to grow even faster. Now, that's the last part I'm adding on to it. Is I think it'll grow even faster since it is a new technology, but it's already on the back end of something. So.
Absolutely, and Moore's law still works. So
right, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Moore's law. Yep.
And just to say it real quick, Moore's law. Every 2 years, technology increases. Or it gets faster. So what you see now is okay, but trust me, it'll get into hyperspeed once we start hitting Lightning Network, atomic swaps.
And that's what he was saying. He brought up all those.
And then hedge funds move in, and then, like I said, you'll see more when we talk about 2018. But absolutely, get in place, people.
Yeah, get in place. Right now, some of the running jokes is, all right, when that thing jump up $3,000 in one day, you can't buy it. Like
yeah, exactly. Can't even get a buy order in. Yeah.
Right, but so are we going back to Moon every 2 years?
I mean, I can't tell you we're going. I mean, whatever your moon is, some people's moon is. Oh, we go to this
good point.
10,000. My moon is 100,000. So if people ask me moon, no, we're not going to 100,000 instantly. But that is my moon shot, so to say. Anything past that is just, I'm just, it's great. But that's my moon shot. So anything, 7, 8K. I can't tell you yes right now, but I can tell you the way the markets work. Fundamental analysis is just as important as technical. You can have the greatest charts in the world. But 90% of people were short when Bitcoin was right under 5,000.
That's true.
And it blew past 5,000 all the way up to 5,600 in 3 days. So, like I said, I watched that live. I watched $1 million contracts get smacked right in the mouth. So,
appreciate that, Crypto Kid.
Yeah, Chase is right. Everybody's moon is different, man.
And the last thing I'll say with that too is, when you're looking at the moon and all the prices and all that. Oh my goodness! I didn't go to sleep last night. I'm forgetting everything today. This is why we do it live, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I forgot. Oh well. I'll put it in the comment section later.
Yeah, it's all good.
Life's looking good for Bitcoin. Oh, I remember I was gonna say last thing. I was gonna say it's kind of like new laptops and stuff. When Apple came out with their personal computer and MacBook this, and now you got MacBook Pro. Now we don't have a CD drive anymore. Now we're streaming everything. Just like all those keep going to that. I know I need a Mr. Pink. Just like each time a new piece of technology that Apple comes out with. Or it used to. It's starting to slow down now, but every time they came out something just that innovative, it's the same with Bitcoin. Once again, we're about to go through the rest of this Segwit stuff, and Bitcoin's gonna change again. Honestly, it'll have to once it brings on more people, but it'll just keep getting better, keep refining it, and that's once again when the prices will keep jumping up. So we are very bullish, and we are holding in tight for the end of this year and next year.
Oh yeah.
All right, as always, you can follow us at Kirby Crypto, KRBECRYPTO, Facebook, Instagram, we never update, Twitter, YouTube. Of course, make sure you subscribe. Get that free Bitcoin every day, people.
Peace, boss.
All right, take care. What's going on?